everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kate, this is Diamond Painting and Dr. Pepper, and today I'm coming at you with a WIP and chat, and I have a special guest.
It's me.
It's Fletcher. Fletcher's here visiting. It is Sunday, so this is gonna be a late WIP and chat, but we're here. And let's get started. We're working on Satura by Margaret Morales. And we got up early today, huh?
Yes. Well, not as early as I've been getting up all week, but it was still
right,
pretty
because of
early.
work.
Yeah, I was working starting at 6 a.m. this week, so I was waking up at 5.
That's gross.
Mm-hmm.
But you've been learning Starbucks, right?
Yes, I have been trading in Starbucks.
Do you want to do black?
Sure, I'll do black.
Okay.
Do you have tweezers?
I do. Somewhere.
Oh, I opened it anyway.
Here's your tweezers.
I usually use these to open the container. You should do the blue colors, and I'll do the green ones.
Okay.
So we're each doing our favorite color.
And today is St. Patrick's Day, so we figured this was the best kit to work on for St. Patrick's Day. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh. So we just got back from brunch. We went to IHOP again, which I did talk about in my recent WIP and chat because I went there with Sam when she was here, and now we got to go.
Yeah.
And I had the strawberries and cream biscuit again because last time it was amazing.
And I had a breakfast bowl, but I made them put the over easy eggs on it instead of the scrambled.
You made them, huh?
I made them.
You twisted their arm.
I forced them.
And, I got scrambled eggs again, but this time I specifically asked them to put, like, shredded cheddar on it instead of the weird American cheese they put on it last time, and it was much better.
Yes. And we only paid for our order.
Yeah, and we only paid for our order, not someone else's order, too. So, all in all, it was a better trip this time.
Mm-hmm.
My hash browns still weren't as crispy as I would have preferred, but what can you do? I guess they just don't do crispy hash browns there.
All hash browns must be the same.
Yes. So like I said, it is St. Patrick's Day today. So luck of the Irish to you, everybody. I hope you have not gotten yourself pinched today. Yesterday we went to a St. Patrick's Day party. Oops, I have too many. And we had corned beef.
It was my first time trying it.
It was my first time trying real-life corned beef, too. I've had, like, canned corned beef hash.
Yeah, I love canned corned beef hash.
Yeah, but I had no idea how good actual corned beef is.
It sounds weird.
It does sound weird, but it's really tasty. And what else did we have? There was fruit, potato bread. Yeah, I think it was Coal Cannon, which is, well, maybe it wasn't. It was mashed potatoes, but the skins were on them and stuff. It was really good.
Yeah.
And, carrots. And then we had Rice Krispie treats for dessert.
Rice Krispie treats. And the Green Angel.
Oh, yeah. Grandpa made Green Angel salad.
Yeah.
Which isn't a salad at all. It's like a fruit salad.
It's like a dessert salad.
Yeah. And it was good.
Mm-hmm.
And then Fletcher came in on the... he came in with Sam yesterday because Sam was coming up to visit her boyfriend's family with her boyfriend, not just her.
That'd be a little weird.
A little weird.
Especially since they don't speak much English.
Yeah. So Fletch hitch a ride because he doesn't have to work today till 3:30. So we hung out yesterday. We went to the mall. It was
like half an hour.
Pokemon Community Day. It was longer than half an hour.
And I caught 4 shiny Littens.
4 shiny Littens.
So now I have one of each stage plus an extra one in case one of my roommates didn't manage to catch any shiny Littens. I can trade it to them.
That's nice of you.
Yeah. I also have a shiny Rowlet that I can give to someone from the last, well, not the last one, but like one of the last community days.
Nice.
Yeah. The last one was Chansey.
So we went to Hot Topic, and we found some interesting stuff. we can't talk about what Fletcher got because it's a birthday present for Sam and she might watch this. I don't think she watches these, but just in case. And then I found a pair of jeans that are Disney jeans, and they are printed with Beauty and the Beast stuff on them, and they're really cool. And there was only one pair, and it was my size. So obviously that was a sign that I needed to buy them for our upcoming Disney trip that we're going on.
Mm-hmm. I'm not.
Not you. Sorry about that.
I'll be working.
But yeah, so I'm wearing them now, and they're really cute, and I like them a lot. And they have some green on them, which works because it's St. Patrick's Day. Oh, and then we got Annie's pretzels when we were there.
Yes, we got sweet pretzels and savory pretzels.
There's like cinnamon sugar pretzels, and it's like pretzel nuggets. So they're these little pretzels.
And we got some dips. We got the cheese dip and we got the glaze.
We got the glaze for the cinnamon sugar pretzels and the cheese dip for the regular pretzels.
No, it was the other way around.
Okay.
We got the cheese for the cinnamon pretzels and the glaze for the salty pretzels.
That sounds gross.
Yeah.
Why were we doing that?
Why not?
So exactly a week ago last night, I was also diamond painting with other people because I had my friend Jessica and my sister-in-law Katie came over for a craft night.
That's always fun.
And
I used to be a part of those.
I know, before you moved away from me. And Jessica was making so apparently Trader Joe's now has these like cute little canvas bags, like mini bags, and her brother's girlfriend is a big fan of Trader Joe's, so she bought one of these canvas bags for her name is Haley, and she embroidered on it. She embroidered her name and some flowers, and I thought that was really nice.
Mm-hmm.
Super cool.
Embroidering is cool.
And then Aunt Katie just worked on one of my diamond paintings. She didn't want to bring one of her own crafts.
Yeah. Like I'm doing now. Although I have my own diamond painting here.
Yeah, it's just hard to film 2 diamond paintings at once.
Yeah. I'd have to do split screen.
That would be difficult.
But also kind of cool.
I mean, we could have used your phone, and you could have sent me the footage. I probably could have figured that out.
Yeah. It just would have been more work.
I didn't think about it, honestly.
It works this way too.
Yeah.
Okay, time for some green.
Green.
Green. Why is this color here?
Where?
This color feels like it should go here. Maybe I'm not looking at it from the right angle.
So how goes your book reading?
I'm working on 4 books right now. One is Rhythm of War, the 4th book in the Stormlight Archive series. The 5th one is coming out at the end of this year, so I gotta get caught up. And I am working on Warbreaker, which is one that I started in middle school and never finished. And I am working on...
That's also by Brandon Sanderson.
Yes, they're both by Brandon Sanderson. And I'm working on A Court of Wings and Ruin by Sarah J. Maas. That's the 3rd book in the A Court of Thorns and Roses series.
Yep.
And I am working on If It Bleeds by Stephen King, which is 4 shorter novellas by him.
And that's your first experience with Stephen King.
Yes, and I'll say it's not the best one.
Yeah, I wouldn't have picked that for you to start with, but hopefully you'll give him another shot on some of his other stuff.
There was a cat on the cover.
Yeah, there was a cat on the cover.
So I got it. So far there's been nothing to do with the cat, but I am reading the final one in the series called Rat. Did we have a cover reminder for this or no?
We did, but it was in your way.
Okay, I thought we got a different one. I forgot.
Nope.
Yes, and I have books lined up to read after all of those 4 too.
I assume you're just going to be continuing with the series that you're on for the ones that are series, right?
For A Court of Wings and Ruin, I will be moving on to the next one.
Right.
Rhythm of War is the final one that's out in that series, so I'm instead going to move on to Mistborn Era 2 when I'm done with it.
Oh, right.
And then after If It Bleeds, I'm going to read Stormfront by
Jim Butcher.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I gave you that book.
Mm-hmm. And also after Warbreaker, I think I'm reading The Rhythmatist.
Yay.
Yeah.
I have that on my nightstand to read because it's Casey's book and Casey read it and then he says I should read it, so he gave it to me, but I don't read physical books very often, so he keeps asking me, how far along are you on Rhythmatist? And I keep having to say, I haven't started it yet. I'm sorry. As far as what I'm reading, you guys know I'm reading The Way of Kings. I just posted a 2-parter video about the next section of that in my read-along this week. And I'm also currently reading Caraval. I think her name is Stephanie Garber, the author, but I could be saying that wrong. But it came up in my Libby app as being ready for me to borrow. So I'm about a third of the way through it so far, and I'm really liking it. It's got a lot of like magic and mystery, which I like. There's some difficult parts at the beginning with an abusive father that I don't really enjoy reading stuff like that, but I mean, that is the point, so.
Yes, and that is one of the reasons I think you wouldn't like If It Bleeds. There's a lot of potential triggers in that specific novella.
To be honest, a lot of the Stephen King books that I can't read, it's because he writes about abuse and it's just too hard for me to read.
Yeah.
Okay. So then after our craft night, it was time change time. Daylight savings. I hate it. I was so hopeful because there's been all this talk about maybe legislating it away, and I was so hopeful that was going to happen before it was time to spring forward. But alas.
Yeah, I had to work that day too, so I lost an hour of sleep.
Ugh, that's the worst.
And I think I had to come in at 8 or 8:30 that morning, so it was actually more like 7 when I came in.
Ugh. And then it's really affected me like the whole week, to be honest. I don't know why I'm having such a hard time with this one.
Yeah.
But last night we were going to film this Whip and Chat last night, but I got so tired by like 10 p.m. I had to go to bed. And that is unusual for me.
I was pretty tired by then too, but...
You've been waking up early.
I've been waking up really early.
So we went to bed and got up early instead, and then we went to brunch, and then we thought, hey, there's still kind of time. We could do a Whip and Chat. So it'll be up late, but at least we still got to do it. Mm-hmm. Did I get all the X's? I think I did.
I don't see any X's.
Yay. So we did have someone asked on one of my recent Whip and Chats how we got interested in snakes, because it's unusual to have as many as we do. So I thought since you were here, we could talk about it because it's all your fault, really.
Yeah. All right.
Although I will say, to preface, that so back when I was a kid, I used to run around all the time with my friends in our neighborhood, and there was this one place where we could go that was like a field, and one time I found 3 garter snakes in one day, and I brought them home, and my dad let me keep them in a aquarium we had, and I think it was a day or 2 later when they all escaped the aquarium. So I don't know whatever happened to them, but we never did see them again.
That doesn't surprise me. Garter snakes are really slippery.
Yeah, and then when I think it was when Sam was like maybe 1, I got a ball python. His name was Ralph. And unfortunately, at the time, I did not have the internet or anything like that, like YouTube, to teach me how to have good snake husbandry, and something in his environment probably wasn't right, but he did not survive. So I had beat myself up about that for many years.
Well, pythons are harder to take care of than you would think.
He didn't eat correctly or something one time. Mm-hmm. So anyway, so before we got into him this time, I did a lot more research on YouTube because there's a lot more information out there than there was back then. Back in my day.
Yes. In the summer of 2020, I was really bored and I just started watching snake hatching videos from Snake Discovery. They're my favorite breeder. And they have their own zoo now, which is cool.
Yeah, they do.
And I decided that I wanted a hognose because I saw them hatching in the videos and I thought they were so cute and I learned a lot about them. And then I ended up getting one. His name is Henry. He was an albino. And he does have a new home now, but he was my first ever snake. And then my whole family fell in love with him.
Yep.
And we started getting more snakes, and I got more hognoses. But we also started getting ball pythons too.
And our original plan was to breed and sell, and that was what Fletcher wanted to do for a living back then.
Yes, it is a big investment.
Yeah. And we actually, the reason we have as many as we do is because we have a friend who let us know that her friend was offloading a large amount of these snakes for a good price because they were getting out of the hobby. And we weren't quite at the point where we were ready to do that amount of breeding or anything, but we figured it was too good of an opportunity to pass up, and we could just, house them until we were ready to do the breeding. Mm-hmm. And so we picked up how many did we?
11.
It was 11 in one go.
Yes.
So that is why we have as many as we do, because we already had some at that point, and then we got that big batch also.
At our highest point collectively, we had 27.
Yeah.
And between us now, how many do you have?
We have 11 here.
At this place, you have 11. Mm-hmm. I have 5. So we have 16.
Yep. And so we did actually breed once. We bred 2 normals. One is a het pied, but when you breed a het to something that isn't het, you're not going to show that gene. So all of the babies just look like normals.
Yep.
So they had 4 babies, and unfortunately, about 3 months after the babies were born, and I went to check on them, one of them had passed away, which brought up a lot of feelings from back when Ralph had passed away, and it was really difficult for me. And I knew going into it that would always be a possibility, because
it happens with breeding. They're
it just happens.
Stillborns, babies who don't develop right,
But I discovered that it just isn't something that I can deal with.
You never know how you're going to handle it until it actually happens.
Right. So for me, that was kind of the end of my desire to do breeding, because it was really stressful teaching them how to eat, for one thing, and I was always worried that they weren't going to get enough to eat. Mm-hmm. And then having one die after she was already like 3 months old was like, I don't know. I just felt like I must have done something wrong, or these babies don't deserve that, Yeah.
So
I decided that for me, it was just a no-go. And then what was your thought process on not breeding?
Basically the same as you, and also the fact that we didn't have the space we needed to get new racks, and all our racks that we had already were basically full of other snakes, so we didn't even have the room to house the babies that we bred before they went to new homes.
Right.
And we had no way to get more space without a substantial investment, which after I had just moved out for the first time just wasn't possible for me.
Yeah, and it doesn't help that it's really expensive to feed a lot of snakes if you don't breed your own rats.
Yes, we had to buy in bulk.
Right. And my husband's already not a super huge fan of having the snakes here. There's no way that he would be okay with us breeding rats.
Yes.
There's just no way.
And neither would I. Don't like rodents. I would not be okay with it.
I wouldn't want to do that either. And I do like rodents, and that's part of the problem. It's like, I know that I was raising them for the sole purpose of feeding other animals, and I'd have a hard time with that.
Yeah.
Like, it's one thing when you buy them already frozen, and it's another thing when you're raising them from babies on. It's just too hard. So, that's the story of how we failed at snake breeding.
Yep.
And why we still have so many snake pets.
And now I've started venturing down a much more mundane career path, and I'm just like I'm a manager at a grocery store. That's it.
Yeah. But you're your manager at the grocery store after only having worked there like 5 months.
Yes.
Which is pretty awesome. And you weren't even working like with the main section of the store. You were in the deli and they were like, hey, want to manage the whole store?
Yep. I had both one of the current managers and the assistant store director recommend me to the store director.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So I think you've decided to try and stay in Eugene.
For at least another year. Possibly more than that, because this is my 4th time moving in the last 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I really want to settle for a little while, because it's a lot of work moving around that much.
And no, but you have to move either way because you're moving out of your apartments.
Yeah, this next move will be the 4th move in 3 years, so I want to stay where I moved to for at least a little while.
Yeah. But it sounds like you might have found a place where even Sam might want to get an apartment there, so you guys would be neighbors.
Yeah.
Which would be really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Because then you guys could still see each other quite a bit.
Yeah. Yeah, one of the biggest requirements for me is that they have to allow pets.
Yep.
Because I have a silly little Cheerio.
Mr. Cheerio.
He's my cat.
He's adorable.
And I would love to get another cat sometime down the road.
And a dog.
I want a ragdoll cat.
Aw.
I think Cheerio might be part ragdoll.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's part ragdoll.
He definitely goes ragdoll when you pick him up.
Yeah. And he has the physical traits of a ragdoll, too.
Yeah. Huge fluffy tail, the face shape, the size. He's a big kitty.
He's a big kitty. So Casey and I were down your way on Wednesday for an appointment Casey had down there that we've been waiting on for like a year.
Yep.
And it was finally here. And on the drive down, it's funny, when I went to pick him up at school, he was taking a long time to come out to me after I asked at the office for him to come, and he knew I was coming, so I couldn't understand why it was taking so long. And then he came from a different direction than I was expecting, because he was at the nurse's office because he fainted at school again. So if you haven't watched my previous videos, I have talked about this before, but when Casey was in 8th grade, he had a period of time where he was fainting quite a bit at school for like 2 or 3 days in a row. And they weren't sure why, and we took him to the ER and they couldn't find anything wrong. I'm pretty sure it had to do with the fact that he wasn't eating, and he's still not doing that. He's still not eating. But, I mean, we were going to a doctor anyway, so we did mention it to the doctor on Wednesday when we were there. So, that was frustrating. But when I went to pick him up, I had been listening to the Buffy musical soundtrack, and I had gotten through the first couple of songs, and so when he got in, it was playing I've Got a Theory, which is one of the funnier ones. Mm-hmm. And I think he enjoyed it because he let me keep listening to the soundtrack, and then when it got over, it started over again, and I was like, oop, let me fix that. And he was like, well, I didn't get to hear the first few songs. We could listen to it again.
I missed my hourglasses.
No!
Did I already do the check marks? Because I think I might have missed a couple of those too.
I don't know.
I think I did.
So we listened to it a whole new time. So that was twice on the way down there. And then when we were leaving to come home that day, I asked him if we should change it out, and he was like, we could listen to it again. And so he's never seen Buffy the show, but he was asking me about what was going on in the musical, and I was telling him without trying to give too many spoilers, and he was like, I think I want to watch it, but I think I might want to watch the whole show first so I can have some context.
Yeah.
So now he's been going through the Buffy episodes from scratch, which I love.
He's going to be waiting a long time before he gets to that musical episode.
I know.
Season 7.
Season 6.
6? Oh.
Yeah. But he doesn't like to watch shows with other people, so he's not watching it with me. But he did say that if there were certain episodes that I really wanted to watch with him, he'd wait for me to watch with him. So that's cool. So I've been giving him a list of episodes that I want to watch with him.
I have been watching Has Been Hotel.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And I've been watching that one with Sam. Mm-hmm. And I'm super excited for season 2 to come out.
It's not out yet?
No, only season 1.
Okay.
And it took about 4 years for them to produce that one after the pilot.
Yikes.
But the next one shouldn't be that long.
I hope not. That's a long time.
Yeah, I hope it's like...
It must be a small team.
It was when they first started producing the pilot, and then they were working on their other show, Hell of a Boss.
Oh, they're the same people? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
No wonder I always get them mixed up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but now that they're with Amazon Prime, they have a couple other bigger
oh, I didn't know that
studios
either.
working with them, like what's it called, Bento Box, and
Okay.
another one. Yeah, I don't know. They're in the credits.
And that's a musical too.
Yep.
Fun.
They have 2 songs per episode.
Wow.
My favorite song is Hell's Greatest Dad.
Okay.
From episode 5.
Nice. I do not watch that show, so I have no frame of reference for what it's about or anything.
Mm-hmm. I think we should watch it together.
I don't know. I don't like the animation style, personally.
I know.
I'm sorry.
You never like the animation style of the shows that I watch.
I know. Watch better shows. What can I say?
The shows are good.
Well, okay, so Steven Universe is good. I agree. But it didn't get good till a little ways in.
Yes, which is why it's hard to get into.
Yeah, because I did try to watch it before we started watching it together, and I couldn't get past, like, the first few episodes. I thought it was kind of dumb.
I had the same problem when I was first watching it. I had to, like, go back a couple times and keep watching, because I had heard that it got really good. Like, the plot was really good. And I was like, I just don't know. It just doesn't seem that good from the episodes that I've watched. But then I pushed through season 1, and by the time I got to the end of season 1, you know, I was invested.
Yes.
Highly invested, you might say.
Highly invested. Yeah, we haven't finished watching it. So I haven't gotten to the end yet, and I want to. So.
Yeah.
But you moved away.
Sorry.
We'll have to figure that out at some point. But Fletch is going to be back next weekend along with Sam because it is Sam's birthday weekend.
Yeah.
And miraculously, she had nothing planned because she's always busy. But
yeah,
this time she had nothing planned.
She was going to make plans, but all her friends were busy on that weekend.
Yeah.
So we're doing family instead.
Bonus for me. So they're coming up, and I don't think Sam will watch this video. But if you are going to watch this video, don't listen for the next minute. But I think we're going to go to a semi-local theme park called Enchanted Forest. It's been on an episode of Ghost Hunters, guys. They said it's haunted, but...
It's haunted?
I've never seen any ghosts there.
Have you ever been in the haunted house?
Yes.
Because I've seen some ghosts in there.
That's true. I don't know if the haunted house counts.
Yeah, they're not real ghosts. They're the same every time I go in there. So
Yeah.
unless they're stuck on loop.
Well, I mean, that could be.
Real ghosts.
So I'm excited because Sam's boyfriend, Adrian, has never been.
Yes.
And I don't know I don't know if the experience is different if you haven't been going since childhood. I haven't gone since childhood since I didn't live here when I was a kid, but it's a charming, like, when I took you guys were kids.
Yeah.
So you guys grew up with it.
It has a certain creepy appeal to it that it's just like really nostalgic.
Yeah, it is. It's like a theme park based on like
Fairy tales,
but it is just a little bit on
like,
the creepy side.
It's like the classic version of fairy tales, not the Disney version, so they're a little bit darker.
And I don't think it's trying to be creepy, it just is creepy, which makes it better.
Like the witch's head.
Yeah, the witch's head is kind of... It's a big witch's head and you can stand in its mouth and slide down.
Yeah, slide down the throat.
It's just kind of...
It's really weird. And, like, as you walk through the forest, there are statues around with, like, the nursery rhymes written under them, like Little Miss Muffet and Humpty Dumpty.
Yep.
And they have rides.
They have, like, a log ride, which is my favorite. And
I think Challenge of Mondor is Sam's favorite.
Challenge of Mondor is one of those rides where you kind of ride through and you can shoot at stuff and earn points.
Yeah.
So that's fun. And then they have like a bobsled one, which is cool too. It's more like a roller coaster.
Mm-hmm. I also always liked Panning for Gold.
Yeah, they have Panning for Gold there.
Yeah. It's fool's gold, but it's still fun.
Yeah.
Because we're all a little bit foolish.
And then, of course, they have the haunted house.
You can hear it from halfway across the park with all the wolves.
Yeah.
Woo!
So hopefully we get to go there next weekend. That would be fun. Although
apparently it's supposed to rain.
Yeah, we were just looking at the weather forecast, and apparently it's not looking good. Unfortunately.
Would be really sad. Where would we go instead if we didn't do that? Sorry.
I don't know. Although, if it's rainy, maybe less people will be there.
Yeah.
So that would be a bonus.
But all the seats on the rides will be wet.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, you get wet on the log ride anyway.
Yeah. But it's like we'll be doing the log ride first.
Yeah. But
just don't wear jeans, it'll be uncomfortable.
If it's sunny, then you dry fast. If it's rainy, you're kind of wet and miserable the whole time.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Maybe we could find ponchos to bring.
Yeah.
Just like wear around the park. I don't know if it'll be raining very hard.
I don't know either.
Do you think they'll keep it open if it's rained really hard?
I don't know.
In years past, they've opened in May, so I was surprised they were open this early.
I think they're only open this early because it's spring break. I don't know if they're going to stay open after that or if they're only open for that week.
That makes sense.
So Fletcher gets to ride the train home today.
Yep.
And we got to leave in about a little less than an hour.
Mm-hmm.
So we thought we'd sit down and record a WIP and chat because we had some time and it would be fun. And it's been a long time since we were able to do that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I was going to charge my phone before. Do you have your stand charger?
Uh-huh.
Can you please put this on it?
Uh-huh.
Thank you.
Okay.
Awesome.
Charging.
Because I forgot my charger.
I am sorry.
What color should I do? Oh, no, I missed one. I've missed one of like the 3 of the 4 colors that I've used so far.
Do better.
Sorry.
No, I do that too.
I think it's actually 3 of the 5. Not that I'm counting.
I'm only on my 3rd color, so you're faster than me.
This color, there were like 6 of.
Oh, okay. So how many diamond paintings are you working on right now?
3. Right now I'm working on Clementine by you. I'm working on Wishing Tree by Yu Mei.
That's a pretty one.
Yeah. And Comfortably Numb by Mario Sanchez Novato.
And you're doing your spinning wheel still, right?
Yep.
To see which one you work on?
I spin a wheel to see which section I work on.
And how close are you to finishing any of them?
Clementine, I'm over halfway done with. I'd say I'm about 1/3 of Wishing Tree, but that one's really big, so.
Yeah.
And then...
And confetti heavy.
Yeah. I've done like 2 rows on Comfortably Numb. So, maybe 1/4. And I haven't had that much time to work on them lately because I've been getting back into reading.
Right. And Fletcher can't listen to audiobooks like I do.
They give me headaches.
Yeah. Which sucks.
Yep.
Because you could diamond paint and listen, and it's awesome.
Instead, I diamond paint and I watch TV at the same time.
Yeah. So I don't understand why you can watch TV and listen to that.
It's the visual element.
I guess.
I have to focus less on it to understand what's happening.
Well, except your eyes aren't glued to it either because you're diamond painting.
That's why I usually only watch shows that I've already watched before.
Yeah. Hey.
I don't start new shows very often. It can be overwhelming for me to try and get into something new.
Yeah, I feel that. But I also don't rewatch shows a lot either. For some reason, like, I feel like I'm wasting my time on stuff if I've already seen it. But there are some shows, like, I haven't watched in a long enough time that it feels new again, and then I'll watch them again.
Yeah. All our streaming services have been doing stupid stuff lately.
Like what?
Like Netflix with its password thing. We can't use yours anymore.
Oh, yeah.
Even though we're on a family account.
Mm-hmm.
And we didn't have Hulu in the first place, but Peacock, we logged on to it yesterday and it said we needed a premium subscription to watch The Office now.
What?
So apparently, like, I think we have to pay more money to be able to watch that.
That's stupid.
Yep. Prime Video just added ads. Disney Plus, I heard they're soon going to be doing the same password thing as Netflix.
They are already doing that.
Yep. And that leaves us with HBO Max. The person whose password we were using canceled it.
Oh.
So that leaves us with YouTube, and I think that's it.
Jeez.
YouTube and Prime Video, but now we have to watch it with ads. So
it's like we already pay for Prime, and part of that was supposed to be a benefit, and now it's like, well, if you really want the best benefit, you have to pay even more.
Yep.
These companies are so greedy. Like, don't you make enough money?
Yeah.
And the whole reason we liked streaming to begin with, back when streaming came out, was because it wasn't like cable where you had to pay more for all these different channels. You could just stream stuff. And now it's like you have to pay for every single different streaming thing if you want to be able to watch all the shows you want to watch.
Yeah, that's kind of how it goes. It's like companies will come in with like these great deals and everybody will start switching to streaming instead of cable, and then once cable has become like obsolete, they'll start changing stuff and making it harder for people to get access to the shows they want unless they spend more. It's basically
like changing it back into cable. So
yeah.
What was the point? Yeah. Annoyed.
Yeah, it's pretty stupid.
But I refuse to do all the, like, there's certain shows that I'd love to watch on, like, Apple TV and everything, and sometimes Paramount Plus, but I'm not gonna buy a whole subscription to those just to watch those shows. Although I have been considering, like, rotating my subscriptions, so like canceling Hulu and then 1 month getting Apple TV and watching everything on there that I wanted to watch, and then going to a different one to watch everything on that one that I want to watch, you know?
That's not a bad idea.
But it's a lot of work.
It is a lot of work because I canceled my Hulu subscription recently, and you would not believe like the hoops I had to go through.
Really?
Yeah.
That's so dumb.
Like literally, I looked it up online and it said, okay, so you go to your account and press manage subscriptions, and I was looking at the picture of the page, and then I went back to the page that it told me to go to, and nowhere under that page did it say your subscriptions. They changed the design of the page and didn't update the tutorial, so there was just no way for me to get to the cancel account page. I don't remember how I ended up figuring it out, but it took me like an hour.
Well, I'm sure that's their plan.
Yeah.
Their evil plan. But I'm glad to hear it's not just us old folks who have trouble with that stuff sometimes.
No, they're doing it on purpose.
Gosh. I think I got all those.
It is ridiculous.
Redonkulous. But yeah, I do have YouTube Premium, and that I will keep because it's really nice. I watch YouTube more than anything else.
Yeah, me too.
It's nice not to have to worry about ads.
Yeah, lately I've just been using YouTube to watch my favorite clips of shows.
Yeah.
People compile like huge compilations and you can just watch those and, you know.
That's actually, I've watched a lot of different shorts of shows on like Apple TV that I want to see. And the reason I want to see them are because I've seen the shorts. Mm-hmm. So it's good advertising, but at the same time, I don't think I'm gonna sign up just to watch them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So maybe we should do our yay or nay section.
Yeah.
We've been talking for about 45 minutes, so that'd be a good point. I will go ahead and let you know what I asked last week, and you could answer it, and I'll answer it. And then what we'll do, because I haven't had a chance yet to tally all the votes from last week, so I will do that after I take you to the bus, and I'll wrap up the WIP and chat after that.
Okay.
But what I asked, oh yeah, and then you can ask a question for everybody this week.
Yes.
But what I asked last week was, yay or nay, do you believe in soulmates?
I just say nay. I think that there can be people who are better suited for each other, but even if they are better suited for each other at a certain point in time, they can grow in separate directions even then.
That's true.
And all relationships take like work from both sides, and you know, I don't think that soulmates exist.
I also say nay, and part of that is because I just think it would be kind of hard to find one person out there that's for you and that's meant for you, and nobody else is meant for you.
Yeah.
Especially if they could be anywhere in the world, you know. But I do, however, believe in connections, but I just don't think it has to be a love connection, and I don't think it has to be with just one person. So I believe that you can like instantly connect with somebody. I just don't think it's a soulmate situation. But maybe that's just semantics.
Yeah. I think there would be a lot of factors that go into like being someone's soulmate, being perfect for each other in every aspect, and I just don't think it's...
Relationships are work.
Yeah.
Even if you're with someone you're very compatible with, it's not always going to be sunshine and rainbows.
And it can be very rewarding, but that doesn't mean there aren't going to be hard days.
Yeah.
Oh, I shouldn't do this one yet.
And maybe
fairy dust.
Oh yeah. And maybe that's not what having a soulmate means, is that it's always going to be easy. Just that you were like fated to be together, and I don't believe in fate that way. Yeah. So I will count up the yays and nays and read off some of your guys' responses when I get back from the train station. But Fletch had a question for you guys this week. So the yay or nay question this week is...
Have you ever been caught talking in your sleep? And if so, what did you say?
So yay if you have talked in your sleep and been caught, and nay if you haven't.
Mm-hmm.
And then next week, I will tell you whether I have.
Yes. And you already know my response.
Yes, I do. So I'll tell you next week about Fletcher's too. Well, should we get ready to go?
Yeah, probably should.
We almost finished the section.
Almost. It's kind of hard when we were dodging around each other a little bit.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad though. Yeah. I love that diamond painting is something that we can do together at the same time, even if we're working on the same kit.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, guys, I will be right back. Fletcher won't, so say bye, Fletcher.
Bye, Fletcher.
I knew he was going to say that.
I'm so predictable.
You are predictable. All right, I'll be right back, guys. Okay, guys, I am back from taking Fletcher to the bus stop. Well, train station. It's a train station bus stop in one. This time he was catching a train, so he is off back home and to work for the day. And I'm all alone here with my husband because Casey went to mow his grandma's lawn. Such a nice boy. Anyway, so I thought I'd continue with the yay or nay for this week so I can get this edited and out for you guys. I'm sorry it's a bit late. I wasn't expecting Fletcher to be able to come visit this weekend, and at the last minute we found out that he didn't have to work till late and that he could catch a ride with Sam and hang out for the day. So we took the chance and did that. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed another Whip and Chat with Fletcher. It's been a while, so it was fun to do that again with him. All right, so for last week's yay or nay, I have now tallied, and it looks like the yays have it. So we have 15 people that say yes, there are soulmates, against 7 who say no. And then there were a couple that were kind of unsure. But that means more than twice of my viewership believes in soulmates, or at least my viewership that comments. So let's read some of what you guys had to say here. Rebecca Huto said, I met my soulmate on a blind date and we're together from then on. It's been 30 years now. Wow, that's amazing. My parents were blind dates now 56 years, and my middle daughter married her wonderful blind date. They've been married for 6. Wow, what's with all the blind dates in your family? That's awesome. I guess I've technically been on a blind date. My first boyfriend, who became my first husband, we hadn't met, but we'd talked on the phone before we went on our first date. So I don't know if we'd call that a blind date or not, since we'd already chatted, but yeah. And then Angel Lee Rose said, yay on soulmates. They completely understand you and love you unconditionally. It's a beautiful meeting of minds and an undeniable connection. It's the person you can be your true self with and never worry about saying or doing the wrong thing. A soulmate relationship is one of total trust, respect, forgiveness, and contribution to one's life. Never give up hope on finding them. That, I gotta say, sounds amazing, and I've had friends like that. So, like I said when I was chatting about soulmates, I do think that real connection like that can exist, whether it's a romantic relationship or like a friendship. Chaos Dreamer said, yay, but with a catch. I don't believe that soulmates are always romantic. So yeah, exactly like I was saying. I met my best friend over a decade ago, and we were both in a really bad place in life. We have been rocks for each other, and even though we are 2,000 miles apart, we're still 2 halves of a whole dork, which I love. That's amazing. Diamonds and Sparkles says, I think it's a yay, nay, both at the same time. I met my boyfriend through a dating app, and the first time we met in person, I just remember looking at him and the thought, it's him, came to my mind. Once we got to know each other on a deeper level, I see us fitting together like puzzle pieces. We're both so different on so many things, but we just complement each other in a way I've never felt. But no person is the person for you unless you both put in the work to make it last. So even though a person might be right for you, the timing circumstances might not be on your side. For us, it's worked, but I think it's because we try to always be on the same page and talk through any disagreements we might have, and that has made our relationship strong and healthy. Yeah, I totally think relationships take work on both sides. It can't just be a one-sided thing, or it's going to be very unbalanced. And like I was saying, even with a soulmate type of relationship, I don't think it's always going to be easy street. I think work has to go into it. Diamonds Are a Girl's Best Friend said, nay, I think that you have many different people that would work as your forever person. I just think that any relationship needs work. I also think that you choose your love, but then you have to love your choice. Obviously make your choice wisely, though. That's some good advice, definitely. So guys, I think that's all I really had to talk about with you this week. I hope you enjoyed this week's Whip and Chat and that you have had a great week. Thank you for spending some of your time with me today. And I will see you on Wednesday for another What You Got Wednesday. Bye, everybody.